Welcome to Sustainable Saturdays, episode 12. I kind of feel like the Flash a little bit. I've caught up with myself as episode 11 is just now uploading to YouTube. I got it finished up last evening. I was going to do an Udemy, but speaking of the Flash, I was so tired last night that I fell out dead asleep while watching the Flash. My wife kind of gave me a hard time about it, but I'm almost sleeping. So anyway, it's another Saturday. I got a good night's sleep. I've got some microgreen seeds that have been soaking I'm going to put out this morning. Got a couple of projects with some shelves, and also I'm going to do a little pruning. So first, I'm going to finish this glass of hot tea while the video downloads, let my breakfast settle, and then we'll get the day going. First on our agenda is to take these drawer glides off this piece of furniture that we found. It was taken apart. It was obviously some kids' drawers or something, and we'll take these off. I'll wrap it in plastic, cut it down to size. These will make perfect shelves for my microgreens, and again, sustainable. Shelves are wrapped in plastic now and ready to go in there for some microgreens to go on. But it's 12:30 now, and I know Charlene is going to eat lunch with her daughter and Chastity, our granddaughter. So I need to go in and make sure I give her a proper send-off. Then I'll get to the microgreens. Of course, it's Saturday, so I have to take a little break in the action to enjoy some piggy camera. Get to watch them tear up this bed over here. And that's the wonder about this fence, is I'll be able to actually move it where I can go around the trees and clear out all that area in there for planting and everything. This is really a cool thing to have, and they're really doing a number on this grass, and I'll be able to come in here and overseed and plant whatever I want to plant and get rid of all this centipede. Before I finished up the shelf, I'm about to put the plastic on it, got them cut, but I used these drawer glides. I was able to reuse those to hold up this fence area here, and then I've got some of the pieces that I had cut off of my my aquaponics beds, and made a little barrier there that the pigs and the chickens can't get through to get out of this gate. Sustainability. Well, I've got 4 trays started. I've got 2 trays with the radishes, and then a tray here and a tray here with buckwheat. I've got some barley grass that's soaking that I'll put in these trays. I'm going to let it soak another 12 hours and rinse it again before I sow it. But also I cleaned up my my equipment, and I'll get some some alfalfa sprouts started. I'll get them started soaking after lunch. So there wasn't a lot of pruning to do today. I'd taken quite a few cuttings the other day to start in the aquaponics system. Just did a little center pruning out of my hazelnut tree, trying to make it more bush-like. So that's pretty much it for the day. I've gotten the pigs and the chickens kind of back in the back here. We'll close them up, fed the rabbits a little bit, get everybody shut down, and go grab a shower here, just chill for a little bit. But I will cut an Udemy tonight, so that should be out sometime tonight or first thing in the morning. Everything we do is magic. It'll be the next episode of that. So, and then tomorrow we'll be back at it again. It looks like it's going to be a rainy day, so tomorrow may be kind of an in the office day. If it is, I won't do a lot of filming probably. Well, it's a cold and drizzling Sunday morning, but the animals have to be fed. Waited until they got stirring this morning to let them decide when they wanted to be fed, and the chickens are up and about, and I know the piggies will be here once they hear me. So it's feeding time. Yep, right on cue. The rain should be ending shortly, but it's still a little cold out there, and I actually don't think I'm going to do too much outside today, but I've already this morning refilled my trays here with water, the underneath trays, and my sprouts are actually my greens are actually starting to come up. You can't see because there's not much light. I've got them dark in here for a reason, but they are starting to grow legs on them, and I've got my alfalfa sprouts ready to go. Got a couple of more. I've got some wheat sprouts over here that are growing as well. And then my turnips are starting to come up under the lights. I've got new grow lights in that, let me uncover this. I've got some new grow lights in that I'll be putting up today as well. But most of it will be inside work. Good Monday morning. I hope that most of you missed the bad winter weather. I hope you came through it all right. All we got here was we got some wind which blew over a gate that is a sore point with me. We'll look at fixing that this week, and I'll explain that. But as far as wintry mix or snow or anything like that, we just got a lot of rain. Ground's a little wet in the pig area, so I'm going to turn them loose in that front pasture, let them get some good grass out there today, maybe expand that a little bit. But mostly my work's going to be admin work, taking care of my microgreens. I've already watered those, but mostly getting everything ready so that we can market Buckwheat Farms. But first, a little breakfast. Once again, my wrecking crew is at it. And here comes Zeus for his scratches. Hey, buddy. Zeus ended up getting me a little bit with that last playful shove. Got to be a little more careful around them. So the grow lights are installed and ready to go. So let's see if that makes a big difference. I've installed 4 of them. I've still got 4 more that I'll be building some shelves over here that I'll put the grow lights on. Now I better go check on my pigs. Well, it's Wednesday, and that means another market day. And while my microgreens have done a lot better this week than in weeks past, I still got some tweaking to do to get it where I want it to be, but we're making progress. But today I'm going to move that electric fence out front around so that my pigs can get to some more of the front area to make it pasture, and of course till it for me. And also I'll be sowing some turnips and a mixed feed seed that'll grow in this cooler weather. I'll go ahead and get those sown in today as well. First, I'm going to unhook my fence, because even though this thing is not real powerful, it will pop you a little bit, and I don't want to have to deal with that. Okay, so I stretched this out a little bit here, and I may make some changes over here because I want to incorporate this area right in here with some turnips. So I think I'm going to move a little bit more. Well, I've moved everything around, and it's time to plug this bad boy back in. And then we'll let them loose and see how they like it. Come and get it, guys. So here they come. Come on, Zeus. Come on, Zeus. Come on, Zeus. Come on, Zeus. He's got to mark everything before he comes. And now they'll check out and see where the new boundaries are. Let's see how long it takes them to realize that, yep, that's the zapper, huh? It's funny because they know what that fence looks like. They know the sound more than anything. The fence makes kind of a popping sound as the current goes to it. Pop, pop, pop. Wow, she's really, it looks like my little candy girl may be impregnated. And here come the 2 stragglers, Maggie and I believe that's Thor. Yep, Maggie and Thor. Well, it's a Thursday morning, and yesterday's market went much better than the first one. We still didn't have as much product as I wanted to have, but the product that we have looked good. It was presented well. Thank you, Charlene. She's my make the presentation look good partner. So we've got some seed soaking for this week's microgreens, and going to go feed the animals, do a little meditation, and then we will get this day started. Well, it's Thursday evening, and I didn't spend a lot of time on the farm today. I had to do some of the necessary things. So I ride with Charlene and help navigate for her, and I didn't have any work today, but it's kind of funny because it ended up being just an outstanding day from the standpoint of things that I needed to get done around the farm. And part of that began with my meditation this morning, and I set an intent to kind of release those things that that I think should be a certain way to what they actually are, and just deal with things as they are, and kind of let things go. Not that I don't care about it, but just release my need to have these things kind of manifest in my life. And so as we're riding around today, three things, well, two of the three things actually happened today. One had begun happening the day before. So what were those things that kind of happened all today? And this is my to-do list from the start of the week. This is starting Sunday. I start my week on Sunday. Starting Sunday, the first of the week, I sit down and I write out these things that I want to manifest in this week. And to begin to work towards those things. And there are about 6 things I list out. And here I am at Thursday, and none of them had really. One of them, the number 3 thing, had started to happen. I'm set out to sell 3 pig shares, and I've had a nibble on a couple from a couple of people. But number 1 and number 2, those kind of came about in a unique way. Number 2 on my list was to add 2 does to my rabbit breeding. Now, I don't actually have the does, but I have a source for the does. I have the money that's come in from our pig shares and from the market to get the 2 does. And then today, as we're hitting our favorite dumpster diving place, Tractor Supply, there are 3 pallets there that'll be perfect for me to use as 3 large or a 3-section grow out pen, and I can use the other 2 pens that I've got to put 2 does in. So that pretty much settles that. That was the main thing holding me back, is I wanted to make sure that I had some of the infrastructure in place before I did. This may be the most interesting part of all. Monday, as I was working with Charlene, we rode by the place that I had called on a couple of times to try to get information on processing our pigs. And Charlene said, "Do you want to stop in and talk to them?" And for some reason I said, "No, it's okay. I'll call them." And she knew, and I knew, that I had no intention of calling them. It's just something I said, and for some reason I just didn't want to. Well, today that situation may be solved. Is that this is and I just saw this post a little while ago about I believe it was a Navajo elder who, she said that our society, the Navajo society, lived horizontally rather than living vertically. And I'm blowing the quote because I'm just kind of paraphrasing, because that's what struck me. And that's what's striking me about this. And that's what strikes me about, voluntarism, agorism, whatever you want to call it. The idea, as Charlene and I were riding around today, and I said, honey, it doesn't matter what language someone speaks. If you were to, in their language, ask them what they want, most of them just want to be left the hell alone. Most of them just want to live their lives with their families, do what they desire to do, whether that be farming, whether that be making art, whether that be whatever it is, and be free to do that as long as they're not harming anyone else, and that they be left alone. And it's a common desire that we have. At the very heart, it's only those who are in charge that keep us at each other's throats.
It's Friday morning, and here we are with another couple of unique opportunities. Here are the pallets that I got from the Tractor Supply yesterday that are going to work for my rabbit hutches. But we also picked up on Wednesday quite a bit of coffee from Z Beans. And unfortunately, it's been raining every day since, and as you can see, there's still a lot of moisture in the bags and everything. So I'm going to dump all but one of these bags directly into the garden areas, and then I've got to come up with a way of drying this. And I think what I'm going to do is start maybe cooking off in small batches, really heating up the coffee grounds and drying them out well before I use them in my system. But I'll show you doing that probably in next week's video. I dumped 9 bags of grounds out into the front yard area, and I brought this one bag back here. I'm not going to spread them out yet again. I'll show you the drying technique that I'm using next week. But I also forgot that I had gotten these 2 buckets as well from the grocery store, icing buckets. Unfortunately, these weren't cleaned out. I'm learning you go a little later, and they usually have them cleaned out for you, and so I will go later next time, because that icing is a bitch to get out. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna put a few more things into the compost pile. The rest of these bag ends here that I have to cut the zip ties off, and then that's gonna be it for the day. I'll put this thing to bed and go get about my Friday business.
Well, that does it for another week on the farm. The microgreens are doing much better. I've got some pretty greens I'll show you next week when we go to market. And I'm getting a little more in tune with the rhythm of what I need to soak, what I need to sow, what I need to put out into the lights. And so I'm learning to feel my way into it, and really proud of the advances that we've made, and seeing the potential that's there. So we're really excited about that. And then the opportunities that may arise, that have arisen, that have come about concerning our pigs and pig shares. It's really heartening. And on that note, I've been back and forth, I know, on the issue of castrating or not castrating my boars, and I'll let you know my final decision next week. I have decided, but I'll give you a little teaser for then. Not only will I show you that decision, but I'll show you what we're going to do to cook our coffee grinds and next week's content as well. With that said, time to edit all this, get it ready to post, and then go in, and I'm making stuffed bell peppers tonight, and I make them really good. Use a little couscous, a little tomato gravy, and then my secret ingredient. I'll save that for a recipe post. Anyway, I hope you've had a good week. We sure have. We're so excited about what's going on here at Buckwheat Farms. We're so excited about what's going on for you as well. Namaste.